Hey everyone, welcome to The Stage with Scott Thomas, a late night variety talk show taped right here in New York City. So, as an opera singer, I knew that the stages and all the theaters, they might be a little empty right now. So what do we do as artists? Do we just kind of sit around and be bored, just practice endlessly? I figured, let's try calling some of them up, see what they're doing. Maybe we can get some of them to perform, show us some clips, tell us some secrets, who knows. But this is a late night show, so first things first, let's get a drink going. All right, let me just get some ingredients. Okay, so what late night classical music interview talk show doesn't have liquor in it? So, in keeping with that tradition, why don't we start off with a simple drink. Simple drink ingredients are, we need some lemons, you need some ice, and a coffee mug. Now, I prefer the coffee mug so that any Judge Judys out there, they don't know what's going on. So we have the coffee cup, and then we need our spices, multitude of spices, a lot of spices. We need all these, very important. And last, most important, is we need the liquor. So now, in this recipe, you can change out the vodka for bourbon, gin, bathtub gin. If you're trying to learn how to make prison wine from Wikipedia, that could work too. But what we're gonna do, first step, cup, get everything ready. Let's get this all organized. We have these spices. So we're gonna take this. All right. We're gonna just keep pouring that. This is first step. And we're done. So, oh yeah, smooth. Great drink. Okay. All right, everybody, welcome. Tonight we have a great show. There's Christina Rivera, opera star extraordinaire. She'll be singing for us, followed by Dr. Eric Brown, professor of voice at Moorhead University. So now, let's have ourselves maybe a drink and enjoy. Oh. Oh. Yes. All right. Christine Rivera, thank you so much for coming on. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm good. I'm down here in Orlando, Florida. Weather's been beautiful, so I can't complain, quarantine and all. And I'm also healthy, COVID-free.
Yeah, a blessing. So I'm glad, though, that you're holding out down there. But so those who might not know, we met at Lancaster Opera. And I think before that, you were coming from some other state from doing another opera company. And then I'm pretty sure right after you went to Hawaii or some nonsense, right? So why don't you just talk a little bit maybe about something you've done that really touched you or really connected?
Yeah, I want to say like one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite gig was with Portland Opera. They have an outreach program called Portland Opera to Go, lovingly known as POGO.
Okay.
And so it's an outreach program. And
so Portland Opera Outreach is what exactly?
So outreach is basically reaching out to the community with opera. And so we would perform at a lot of different schools and also at different community events. I know one of our shows was at the library in the big lobby there. So yeah, it involves performing and also interacting with the audience. We would often have a talk back following our performance, answering all questions, and then teaching as well.
And I'm sure you got access to some pretty good people there at Portland Opera, huh?
Yeah, Portland Opera is one of the big opera companies in the United States. So it was a real honor to be chosen for the program. Got to work.
Yeah. And I'm sure because the program, people might not know, but these opera, like any of these for major opera companies, thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people apply to it. And they choose like what, 4?
Yeah. So it was quite an achievement for me. And, again, being in that opera company, working with some incredible artists, I got to work with some of the main stage artists, the young artists, and then, the coaches. I got to get coachings done, and our director was fantastic, Christina Rivera. So, yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad that you got so much out of it, and I'm sure they did too. So I just wanted to say thank you again for agreeing to sing the national anthem, because right now we wanted to dedicate something for everybody out there who's risking their biscuit for us, like the healthcare workers and all the essential workers. Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
just, we're all in this together now, and we're all Americans. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're going to do, and then we'll all rise for the national anthem.
Yeah. So I'm going to go sing outside where everyone can hear me, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. All right, let's go.
Here we go.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Wow, that was incredible. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That filled me with so much spirit and energy. And thank you again for being here. Is there anything you'd like to say before you leave?
Just thank you again to all of those that are putting their lives out on the line, all the medical professionals, the nurses, the scientists who are working day in and day out doing research on this whole thing. And yeah, I just encourage everyone to get out there and vote. I know things are hard right now, but We still need to be involved in our democratic process. So come November, get out there and vote.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And till next time.
Ciao.
Looking for a way to give back? I'll give you a couple ways. Number one, all right, number two, and here's a bonus one for you. Okay, so for some strange reason, I love to read through all the news outlets every day. Don't ask me why, no idea. But I thought it would be cool to maybe go through some of the stories for you all at home to help keep you up with what's going on outside. So strap yourself in. It's time for current events. I don't know why I chose that one, but all right. Starting off, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is out of the hospital recently, and after an intense battle for his life that included oxygen and 2 days in the ICU. So, as we see here, he's a little maybe ragged from all that time. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's his Wikipedia profile picture. I mean, I'm sorry, that guy just always looked like he just woke up on the movie The Hangover. So, the U.S. Postal Service released a statement recently that they would be insolvent by September and have to close, which would leave millions of Americans without their postal services. But hey, psst, Postal Service, just lose the bills in the mail. Smithfield Foods, the world's biggest provider of pork products, is shutting down plants all across America to keep more workers from getting sick from the virus. When questioned, their CEO said, hey, look, you're just going to have to figure out how to turn pig anuses into hot dogs by yourself. So, today, someone donated an undisclosed amount of masks to some nearby hospital and then proceeded to spend 4 times that on ads telling you that they donated masks to a hospital. It's true. All right, New York University. So they have isolated that obesity is one of the leading risk factors for coronavirus complications. I don't think so, said talk show host who began stress eating cake. Okay. Last, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis greenlit professional sports to begin recording and performing again. So that includes the WWE professional wrestlers. So after signing the bill, a man in the audience called DeSantis a jabroni and then proceeded to hit him from behind with a folding chair. All right, everybody. Enjoy current events. We've got a treat for y'all tonight. Dr. Eric Brown, professor of voice at Morehead University, is with us. How are you? How are you doing?
It's great to be here. Great to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that you agreed. So, how's it going out there? Everybody okay?
Well, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Right now, we're teaching online because of the coronavirus pandemic.
You're a professor of voice at Morehead University, and what would be kind of your day-to-day to help people understand more of what that means?
Well, when I arrive at Morehead State University, I meet on any given day between 4 and 5 students. And those students will come, they'll sing for me. I will give them suggestions. I'll give them some things to help them out. And they'll take those things, they'll work on them for a week, and then they'll bring them back to me. And then I will evaluate them again and give some more suggestions. So it's a constantly growing process that I use, I encourage, and that I hope I teach, and I hope it goes over well. But that's kind of the way that my day to day.
And let's say that a student would come in, and I'm sure you've had this happen, where they come into your studio for the first lesson, and then they say, well, I've had a big problem in the past of I just can't get to where I want to be singing, and I've had teachers. So what do you think that you would work on with that student, or what would that lesson look like?
Well, it depends on the student, but confidence plays a very big part in the ability to be a singer. And a lot of times when a person is going from teacher to teacher to teacher to teacher, it's because they have lack of confidence in themselves and in their own gift. And so they're looking to other people instead of looking inwardly at what they can do. If you know how to do everything wonderfully, but you lack the confidence to execute it well, then you're always going to kind of be off balance in your singing. And so confidence plays a very big part, I think, of the singing process. Also, as a teacher, there are two ways that you can approach it. You can approach it as I'm the teacher and I want this amount of respect. And there are teachers that do that, and they are wonderful teachers. There are also teachers that play the friend game. I don't really aspire so much to that one. They are still wonderful teachers. It's just a different style of teaching, I think, than what I go for. So I kind of go more for the idea of inspiring people to change their current behavior or their current thought process by introducing different and new ideas.
Okay. And helping them feel confident enough to just keep going along the process until they, and kind of getting them along that way to admit that they can do it, which they might have all along, but now they're confident enough to say it.
And part of that has to do with trust. The student has to trust the teacher. And so if the student doesn't trust the teacher, for whatever reason, the relationship between the teacher and the student will suffer.
Let's say you're starting to warm up. Is there something that you would maybe do on the piano, like a 5-note thing, or like a?
Yeah, I'll probably just in the beginning. I like to start with lip trills, just kind of get the breath moving. So most people have done a lip trill before. It's just the feeling the air freely moving through there and buzzing against the lips and then coming out. And then after I do that a little bit, get that going, and the students kind of feeling the air moving in their body, then I usually put it to a pitch. So then it goes more towards the
Yeah.
The
And
breath.
what was that, G?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the lip trill. and you don't put a pitch on it in the beginning.
Not for me. I mean, some students, as they get more advanced, you can kind of move through that. But in the beginning, I would probably just kind of start them, you know, getting comfortable with new ideas. Some people are, and lip trills are kind of a toss up anyway, because some people can do them, and the ones that can't do them, that can shut a lesson down if you harp on it too long. And
Well,
so in order to kind of keep the lesson moving, if I have a student that can't do lip trills, I just have them do this. And then usually they can do it.
Oh.
It just works. There you go.
Cheat mode. I'm all about it. So, just doing that a few times, just getting that lip trill going. So you've had a fair performance career, and I know with Kentucky Opera and many other companies. So maybe anything kind of wild happened? Any ridiculous stories? Anything happened interesting?
Well, one of the things that I like to specialize in is Handel's Messiah.
Okay.
And one time, I won't say any names, but the soprano, yes, does not sing until the end of the first part of at the beginning of the second part of the Messiah. And so the soprano just decided she wasn't going to show up. And she actually missed her entrance because she was planning to come later and then hit traffic. And so, she got hit with the 1-2.
Got hit with that 1-2 blacklist.
Yeah,
Dang.
and it's unfortunate, but that does happen. And so being early is being on time.
Man, preach. I always, like hour early, because if you're early, then you got nothing to do, you're a little bored. But if you're late, that's your last time with that company. Don't play that game.
If you're late, you're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Done, kid.
Done.
The Elf King, and it's about a boy and his father, right? On horseback or something? I'm like,
certainly. A boy and his father are riding along, and the boy hears
that's the horse.
and sees a number of different things. Boy sees and hears a number of different things. Yeah, and you can go ahead and play that opening melody. You'll hear the horse riding on the triplet figure. Yeah, exactly. So that represents the horse. And so there's a lot of symbolism musically in what's happening here. So pretty heavy subject matter.
The Germans. The Germans. So let's put this on now. So this is Dr. Eric Brown singing Die ErlKönig by Franz Schubert. was amazing. The orchestra did an amazing job, and you sang the hell out of it. It sounded great, and you really hear the difference in the boy and the father. It was dope as hell. I loved it. So,
Thank you very much.
thank you so much for coming by. And is there anything else you wanted to say before you go?
Well, music is better when more and more people are doing it together. And so we want to take that idea and apply it to life, you know, and hopefully we can all get back to normal, and things are going to get better. And I can't wait to start teaching. I can't wait to come up to New York, see you guys. Just ready for us to get back to work as a country.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much.
God
And
bless America, man.
I'll see you soon.
All righty. Have a good one.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, or maybe you'd like to help and donate to some of these artists, then the information is below. Maybe also you're an artist, you want to stop by, maybe have a chat. Same thing, to send me an email, give me a call, it's all good. But let's first end this with a little bit of dancing. All right. Oh. Dance along.